A public inquiry into the devastating 2017 Grenfell Tower fire in London, which claimed 72 lives, has placed the blame squarely on government failures, the construction industry, and, most notably, the companies responsible for installing flammable cladding on the building's exterior. The fire ripped through the 23-story social housing block in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the early hours of June 14, 2017, becoming the deadliest residential blaze in Britain since World War II.
The simple truth is that the deaths that occurred were all avoidable, and those who lived in the tower were badly failed over a number of years and in a number of different ways by those who were responsible for ensuring the safety of the building and its occupants.
In its long-awaited final report, the inquiry assigned the greatest responsibility to the companies involved in the maintenance and refurbishment of the tower, highlighting systemic failures by local and national authorities. The report also condemned companies for dishonestly marketing combustible cladding materials as safe. Spanning nearly 1,700 pages, the report described the disaster as the result of decades of failure where profit was prioritized over people's safety. Grenfell United, a group representing some survivors and bereaved families, criticized the government for enabling corporations to profit while dictating regulations.
Today, we send a message to Keir Starmer and his government. This country has been failed by governments of all political persuasions. Our expectation is your government will break old habits and implement all the recommendations made by Sir Martin Morbeck's report without further delay, because the time to address this is already 3 decades too late.
In Parliament, Prime Minister Keir Starmer issued an apology on behalf of the British state to the victims' families and survivors, acknowledging that they had been failed for years.
I want to start with an apology on behalf of the British state to each and every one of you, and indeed to all of the families affected by this tragedy. It should never have happened. The country failed to discharge its most fundamental duty, to protect you and your loved ones. Mr. Speaker, today is a long-awaited day of truth, but it must now lead to a day of justice. Yes. Justice for the victims and the families of Grenfell, but also a moment to reflect on the state of social justice in our country, and a chance for this government of service to turn the page. Because this tragedy poses fundamental questions about the kind of country we are.
A previous report by the inquiry in 2019, which focused on the events of the night, revealed that an electrical fault in a 4th-floor refrigerator sparked the fire. The flames spread rapidly due to the building's exterior cladding, installed during a 2016 refurbishment, made of flammable aluminum composite material that acted as a fuel source. The harrowing testimonies, including recordings from those who perished while awaiting rescue after following official guidance to stay put, sparked widespread anger and national introspection about building standards and the treatment of low-income communities.